Alright, so today we want to talk about cannibalism. Yeesh. So chickens are actually not true cannibals. They're not like hunting each other. They're not laying in wait for each other, just waiting for one to die so they can eat it. But they are opportunistic. So when not given the opportunity to practice normal animal behaviors, and if you need to know what those are, you can check out this video right here. They will indeed pick and peck at each other to the point of injury and sometimes even death. So let's talk about the reasons for cannibalism in chickens. We're going to start from the least likely to the most likely. So let's get into it. Alright, number 5, lack of food. Most people would think that chickens turn on each other because they are hungry. While this can contribute to the issue, this is not usually your main thing. That also leads us into number 4, which is lack of water. So this is actually a little more likely to lead them to peck on each other than even lack of hunger. But again, not the most likely reason. Number 3, excessive heat or moisture. So when it gets really hot or it gets really humid, chickens start to get uncomfortable, and just like humans, when we get uncomfortable, we become a little bit irritated and to some degree even bored, and so they will begin to fight more. They'll begin to peck at each other, mess with each other, and really turn their aggression towards one another just because they're uncomfortable. Another one is too much light, and now it's not always bad to provide a little extra light in the winter months in terms of like our backyard flocks. But we're talking like an hour of extra. Put a little light bulb in your coop. You just turn it on for an hour in the evening or in the morning. But in high stress industry conditions, there are some producers who are literally going to only allow their chickens to have 1 hour of darkness at night. The other 23 hours, it's super bright. This really causes, not only does it cause the chicken to kind of go crazy a little bit, like it would us as well, it can really cause a problem. Because the chickens that are on the bottom of the pecking order that do get picked at a lot, they are not going to have any time to rest, to heal, and also to just get away where the other chickens aren't chasing them around. And the more light a chicken has, the more things it can see on the other chickens, and that just causes a really big problem. So that actually brings us to number 1, which is boredom. So a lot of people would think that hunger is the thing that's driving chickens to peck at each other. It's really just being bored. When chickens are allowed the space and the resources to forage, to scratch, to dust bathe, to roost, to do all these things, they don't really have time to peck at each other. And that's because they're doing what they were meant to do. They're doing their normal, natural behaviors. And so the issue is when they can't do those things, they start to turn their attention to each other because it's the only thing to look at, to peck at, to comb through. Maybe they see a mite, maybe they see a feather, and they just start pecking. And the really sad truth is that as soon as one spot of open skin, and especially blood, is exposed on a chicken, it's an open invitation for every other chicken in the flock to also peck and pick at that spot that they see. And I mean, I have seen some really rough stuff. Maybe I'll put some pictures up, but I have seen some really bad stuff in higher stress industry conditions where chickens, like, they'll just be pecking around, eating, going about their life, and you can see their spine. And it's usually just like a little hole, or you can see their brain, or they don't have an eyeball, or you can see intestines, or they have pecked at each other's cloaca to the point where it's just like intestines. Anyways, it can be really bad and disgusting. They will continue laying eggs and eating. I don't know what it is. But anyways, so this isn't uncommon in the egg or the meat industry, sadly. So what do you do? In your own backyard flock, let's say you just have like 10, 15 chickens, and you see that one is has a spot or something like that, or you just notice that they peck at each other a lot. I don't mean fighting necessarily, but I mean picking at each other. What do? So first, you want to make sure that your chickens have the space and resources that they need. Is your run big enough? Can they free range? Do they have space and resources to display those regular, normal, natural chicken behaviors? If you don't have a ton of space, you can use a flock block. Those are really good at limiting cannibalism in flocks, and it just has a bunch of seeds and stuff that the chickens can pick at. It gives them something to do, something to occupy them. And then also you want to make sure that they have unlimited access to clean food and water. That's a pretty big thing, just making sure that they have what they need in terms of nutrition. You can really supplement with seeds, you can supplement with scratch greens, you can supplement with mealworms, kitchen scraps, and of course if you notice any kind of injury or like a chicken is missing feathers, you want to remove that bird and kind of keep them in their own space, cardboard box, dog kennel, something, until it's healed up a little bit. There's also this gel type of medicine that we used to use at the farm I used to work at that had, I think it was spicy, I don't remember, I didn't lick it, but it smelled really strong of like grape soda or something, or grape candy, and it would deter the chickens from pecking at each other. You could, if you saw like a bare spot, you could put it on there. If you noticed a bleeding spot, as long as you clean it and everything, you could put it on. And I will link that in the description from Amazon where you can get it. It's a really good thing. I keep some on hand as well. Anyways, and that can really help to also keep that down if you've already noticed it, or if for some reason you can't separate that bird. It's a good way to kind of mitigate the damage that can happen. So I hope this helps and gives you a little bit of insight into cannibalism. The reality is chickens aren't really cannibalistic. They're not like hunting each other like a bird of prey might do, or snakes or something like that, or lizards where they eat other lizards or something. But they are opportunistic, and they'll do it. So keep an eye. It's really important to keep an eye on your flock and to just have an idea of the pecking order, know who's at the bottom. Keep an eye on those chickens, make sure everybody is in good health. That's how we steward what we've been given. So anyways, if you learned something from this or you just enjoyed it, please subscribe or follow. And if you have anything you would like to say or anything you would like to see, please do not hesitate to comment. We love to read it, we love to see it, and we're here for what you want to see, what you want to know, what you want to learn. Until next time, this is Anna from the Hen Twins. See ya.